Lappy tappy.
Okie doke. Now, if I could just get rid of this stupid shaking that I have, we will be good to go. Boop.
Come here, Lappy tappy.
Lappy tappy.
I will name the basil juice loadout la 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 because I can't hear you.
And
I love it.
that's the intro to our podcast. I'm gonna keep that in right there. Workshop. Let me know when we're good to go, Vast.
Okay, on the YouTubing.
And named.
Armor.
Okay, everyone, say something.
Hi.
Mic check. Mic check. Was that enough? More? Less? Maybe? No?
Ooh.
There is that brief delay. So, but yes, we are good.
Okay, cool. I guess we shall begin now, eh?
Yes, quite.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 17 of the DerNami Gaming Podcast. I've titled it New Releases and Old Favorites because that's what's going on. We have new releases, a lot of new releases this week and last week, and some old favies that have come back to visit us, and some more in the future. I am Scorch. Today, we have Arcadia Zero and Vast Empires as always, and we'll be talking at you for the next hour or so, or whenever we, actually feel like stopping. So, what do you guys want to talk about first?
Hit it.
Well,
I got nothing.
I kind of want to talk about the games on the screen right now. Monster Hunter.
Go for it.
Well, so this is Capcom's, it used to be their flagship handheld game, I guess, especially in Japan. Millions of copies sold all over the world, but it was primarily just a handheld venture for the past couple of years. I think, the last time it was on a console was, the PS2 generation?
Sounds about right.
And so basically what I'm trying to say is I had no experience with this game whatsoever. Never wanted to hunt anything in my life, let alone a video game. And now I love it.
It's an
Borderline
outstanding
obsessed
game.
with it.
Yeah.
Having so much fun with it.
I've dumped too
Think
many
that
hours
everyone
into
should play
this.
it.
Oh, yeah. So they announced within the first 3 days of this game, opening up, that they have shipped 5 million copies. And in the first week, they have sold 6 million copies. I believe last week they announced that they've met their yearly sales goal for this game since release.
And climbing.
Oh, yes.
And climbing. Hopefully, and I feel like it's kind of, it's almost unprecedented. And I think it also speaks to, the lack of, in some of the AAA titles that we saw at the end of last year and throughout 2017. And by lack, I mean just the lack of a solid offering to gamers.
You mean the non-existent offerings?
The non-existent offerings to gamers. Specifically, I'm thinking specifically in the first-person arena, and so those people are looking for different things, and Monster Hunter is really satisfying that itch.
It certainly is. I know it is for me. I've never played a Monster Hunter game before, and everybody that did before absolutely raved about it. That was part of why I picked this game up. That, and because, I've never played it before. I wanted something new, and it scratched an itch that I didn't know I had. And I love it. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I can't say I had a whole lot of expectations because like, okay, we're gonna hacky slash, get some monsters, wear them a little bit, and then that'll be it. It's like, well, no, there's a lot more to this than I thought there was, or at least a lot more customizability than I thought there was gonna be. So pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. By the way,
And
Vass,
still
you getting
having
in
a
on
good
this
old
quest?
time.
I am getting in on this quest. I'm sorry. I was just trying to see what I can build right now,
We're
actually.
just gonna hunt a ball
Okay.
move.
Okay.
Nothing,
Okay.
nothing fancy.
Yeah. Not
In an
anything
arena
huge.
with a Dragonator.
I'm not a big fan of the fact that they called it a Dragonator. I think that's kind of
I thought it
cheesy.
was hilarious.
Nope.
I think that's exactly why they called it that. It's like, you know what? We need to call this giant weapon something absolutely cheesy because the rest of Monster World is serious survival. You know, serious face.
I wouldn't
like,
call
no.
it like
We're going to kill it with the Dragonator.
Dragonator.
And the whole design board probably just couldn't keep a straight face when the first guy proposed it. And he's like, all right, that's what we're naming it.
That's it.
The Dragonator.
We're done. That's it. It won.
Pack it up.
Yep. But this game was not alone in its release window. We also had Shadow of the Colossus come out, which two of us at least picked up, and I think Arcadius is planning on playing it in the future, right?
Maybe. No time.
Okay.
No immediate time frame with other
Okay.
stuff.
And then we also had Dynasty Warriors 9 come out last week. And boy, do I have some words about that, but I don't want to bring the
Pump the brakes.
yeah, I don't want to bring it down very hard right now. So,
We just started.
yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy to see Shadow of the Colossus back. It's a great remaster from Bluehole, an Austin-based gaming studio, which I love to see. They did a really good job, and they did a thing that I kind of enjoy in that they stayed almost completely faithful to how the old game worked, down to mechanics and button mapping. And
That's good.
yeah, a lot of the time people tweak things for better or attempt to tweak things for better, but I think the way that they stayed so faithful to it was a nice respect to an old classic that everybody loves so much.
So here's where I would disagree, only slightly, in that while playing this game, it's absolutely beautifully rendered. It almost looks like it's it basically looks like they built it from the ground up. It looks like it's a completely brand new 2017 generation video game. But when I was playing it, I remembered how janky some of the controlling was for this game. And I'm sitting here like, was it this janky? Is it just because I've been playing all these other games that have like cleaner control systems, or is it this game? And so like I was actually in a quandary, and I was sitting here, trying to play it. I was like, was it really this difficult to move? So yeah. That time and nostalgia did completely remove that aspect of the game from my memories.
I think this is a game that came out before the whole unification of controller layouts, the way like in between games. Like not everyone would put shoot on R2 now, like they do now. It was kind of be wherever they felt like putting it, that kind of thing. But purely from the standpoint for me of them staying so faithful to the source material, I think is wonderful. And also, might I add, I have a great amount of nostalgia for this game, and I thought I remembered a lot of the Colossus battles. I don't remember a damn thing about any of these Colossus
You did the
battles.
first one, and you're like, and that was the peak of my memory.
Yeah, stab him in the calf, get up on his shoulder, stab him in the face. That's how you do it. But then after that, nope. I don't remember where they are. I don't remember what to do with them. I'm just doing it on new intuition alone, and it is a bit difficult, let's just say.
It is not. It never was an easy game, but
Yeah,
it's not easy.
definitely was not a game where they would hold your hand.
Socket Balmo. All hits.
All the hits.
So right now, if you're wondering, we're fighting a Palamu, the most stupid Monster Hunter monster in this game right now.
Yep, bar none.
No
Yep.
exaggeration. It's actually really ridiculous.
I don't think anybody
It's a rat
enjoys
with
it.
floof and a lizard
A
tail.
floof rat.
It's a floof rat. An annoying floof rat.
Oh, I missed. So the other release that I was talking about... I guess I'll bring it up now, since we're fighting things that we don't like, is Dynasty Warriors 9. And I will get to whoever wrote in our chat soon.
Ooh,
I
he's pissed.
Oh,
don't
he's
actually
sewing.
see someone. That's weird.
Hurt. They added a top chat feature as well as a live chat. It might be in a different area.
Really? They actually put the bad idea of multiple chats all over the
Oh
place
yeah,
now?
because dividing a community is absolutely wonderful. Battlefield.
Oop. So Jasmine says, disgustingly fluffy and ugly.
Oh yeah, Palamu. Ugh! But anyway,
I mean,
Dynasty
that right
Warriors
there
9.
looked like a sneeze, not an attack.
Yeah. I wanted Dynasty Warriors 9 to be good. It's okay, but it's not anything to write home about. The whole open worldness that they went for in this first iteration doesn't really do them any favors. It's kind of an empty world. And I don't know if Koei Tecmo realizes this, but when you run into a bear in the wild, they aren't also accompanied by 13 other bears. You don't find that
Pack-o
unless
bears.
it's like Alaska at the mouth of a river where all the fucking salmon are and shit.
During the salmon run, at
Yeah.
the peak of the year, at the perfect time of the season.
And same with wolves. You never find 45 wolves in one group.
Are you sure? What about at the LycanthroCon convention?
Panther.
Heh.
Oh, man.
I really feel like they tried something new and it failed. They just need to go
Yeah.
back to the way it was.
Well, every once in a while, that's going to happen.
Yeah,
You're gonna have,
I mean, I
failures.
applaud them, but I feel like they did it from industry pressure rather than sticking to their
Ah.
guns.
You could tell it was peer pressure and
Yeah.
not internal pressure. The kind of pressure that normally would be to pressure to be good rather than pressure to, you need to pump those
Wow,
sales
what was
numbers
that?
up. Those
Yeah.
are lucky sales numbers.
That's about all I'm gonna say. I think I'm gonna actually break it down in a video myself eventually.
Nice.
It's enough to make me want to actually talk about it and all that. Oh, get him by the Dragonator.
Hold on, wait. Got him! Ah!
Oh, you got him. Where are you in all of this? I was
Me?
over by
I'm
the
up here.
lever.
Obviously, I'm up here at the top of Dragonator level.
Oh, okay.
He has achieved peak Dragonator.
Yes. Top
Yeah.
tier Dragonator. He's coming for me. Don't ruin my ballista.
Well, I can't really help you with that.
Yeah, he totally ruined your ballista. Just
Yep.
Damn it.
Throwing
He
that out
did. He
there.
sat on it. Hold on, is that cannon over there still good? Yeah, it is.
Get on that cannon. I have
Both
one that's fully
cannons
loaded
are
over
still
there.
Good. Oh, that one is? Okay, but you have to get him back against the Dragonator again. Because that's pretty much where this one aims at.
how did he hit me with that? Seriously?
I don't know.
Oh, no!
He's like,
Get
oh
away
no,
from
you
that
don't.
cannon right now.
Yeah.
Get away from the cannon.
Oh, he's gonna annihilate that thing.
Don't do it.
Ah, keep missing.
That's right. I'm going to get you away from the cannon. Okay, good.
Oh, he's over by
Yes.
Vast.
Yes,
Get
yes,
him,
hold
get
on,
him,
hold
get
on,
him, get him.
I'm sacrificing my beautiful body.
All right, there you
Got
go.
it. Got it.
Oh.
Oh, damn it.
Damn it. So, moving on, I heard some pretty cool things today.
All right, hit me.
First of all, today... Oh god, I didn't know he was following me. Today is the 5-year anniversary of Sony unveiling the PlayStation 4 to the world.
5 years.
It has been 5 years since people knew that the PlayStation 4 was a thing.
You know what that means?
New console?
New console.
I honestly don't want to spend money on another console, but we got a good thing going here. Can't we just keep it going? But capitalism peeks over the desk and says, no!
Well, the previous generation of consoles were on a 10-year cycle, and they said they didn't want to do that anymore. So they have 5 more years to prove themselves right.
But then that just means that each new cycle has even better tech that won't go out as soon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there's always that push for, people to migrate to the PC gaming world because they're constantly updating rather than an iterative thing.
Well, that being a PC gamer is just living a life of perpetual updates.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest here.
That's
exactly you come up with some massive chassis that's got like 16 glow strips 6 ways from Sunday, and the only thing you chat about is whatever the latest graphics or CPU you jammed in it.
Yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, I'm not going to tell you no.
Your game doesn't render as good as mine does. It's like, yeah, but we're playing the same game and I just beat you. It doesn't matter. I watched it in 4K. You watched it at 1080p.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Ugh,
That's part of the reason why I don't really want to go the whole PC route. You know?
That's...
And I know, Vast, I think you're in the PlayStation for Life camp as well.
PlayStation for Life. Although
I got this new controller, I'm okay with playing PlayStation for Life.
Just from this one controller.
I mean, this controller definitely has changed the game.
It's quite a nice
it
controller.
established a new paradigm.
Yeah, because I no longer am stuck with Tiny Hands McGee PlayStation controller, and I get to play with normal Gorilla Hands PlayStation controller.
American-sized fingers PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of it being a toy, when you pick up the PlayStation 4 controller, the original one, it feels like a fucking toy, right? Like, it's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
I don't have that problem, so I don't know what to talk about.
No.
All right, Queen Tiny Hands. We all
Two
can't be
worlds.
like you.
2 worlds.
I would just say that's like when the Xbox first came out and their whole marketing was like, oh, your big American hands will now have all this real estate. Like, I understood where he's coming from, but it was really like, well, this is the problem for me. So,
Like the original Xbox. So you're talking about the Duke controller, the really big one.
Oh yeah,
That's what they called it. Like that's
really massive.
Yeah, that's the name of it, the Duke. That's what everyone called it. And then later on, they came out with smaller controllers, which everybody loved.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to goodness, still think to this day the 360 controller is one of the top tier controllers.
It's pretty good. I like it a lot.
It's really good. I will admit though, I was perusing Best Buy, and as a side note, went up and down the aisles and saw that Xbox One X had this new weird controller with extended paddle fingers on it. I was like, I'll take a gander. And it actually was really comfortable to hold.
Yeah?
But I don't own an Xbox. So that's moot.
Yeah, well, for good reason.
But
I think at this point, most people don't own an Xbox.
And went, oh, I'm also not retarded. And proceeded to walk on by.
Oh, poor Xbox. Maybe you'll do better next generation. That being said, Sea of Thieves looks pretty good. If you've seen...
as we will now call it.
Thieves?
Thieves.
Have you guys watched any gameplay of that?
Nope, not had a chance.
It's like let me try and come up with this analogy here. It's kind of like the Division Dark Zone, only they have more colors than gray, and
Okay.
it takes 3 people to control one character, meaning like 3 or 4 people to a boat.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And teamwork is a big deal because you can't really navigate if you're steering. You can't really steer when you're navigating.
I see.
That kind of thing.
I did not
It just looks fun.
notice.
Just looks fun.
That is interesting. Definitely a multiplayer dynamic.
But I think that's about the only good thing that Xbox has going for it right now.
I believe it.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am curious to see when they finally unveil whatever. I think it was last year when Sony was like hiring, and in their hiring text online, it was like, "We want to create the next Horizon Zero Dawn. Join us." Do you recall that?
I don't.
Them
When was
big
this?
words.
This was like after Horizon Zero Dawn came and everyone fell in love with it.
Oh, I see.
And I remember it being a news story, like Microsoft was hiring, and on their website, one of the positions actually called for either a creative director or an art director, or something along those lines.
Posted.
And in the text, it specifically said something like, "We want to connect the next open world adventure game in this style, or like
Man,
Horizon Zero Dawn. Will you come and join us?"
that's some big
So-
shoes to fill there. Are they
You could
sure?
just Guerrilla Games to come out with Horizon Zero Dawn 2. What?
The Dawning.
The dawning.
The Dawning.
The dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2, The Dawning. I think that's what they should call it.
Well, we're just gonna have to write that in. Dark horse candidate for name,
if
but I
it's
like
Horizon Zero Dawn, couldn't they just call it Horizon Zero Dusk?
Yeah, they could.
it. Oh,
Or Horizon
from
Zero
dusk to
Midday.
dawn.
You know, to put a close on the chapter that is that series.
I don't
No.
ever want them to actually finish it. I just want them to
I
keep
don't
making
either,
those
because
games.
after Dusk you get another Dawn later on after that. So,
The redawning. There you go.
Ooh.
Oh,
or just
Man.
Horizon Redawn.
Horizon redawn. Stop.
Boom. Okay, Guerrilla Games, you may use that.
oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
absolutely
Take
may.
it from us. As long as you put us in fine print somewhere so that we get more subscribers, that'd be great.
Or just put us in fine print, period. Immortalize
Yeah.
me.
Immortalize me.
So y'all want to hear some more news?
Sure.
Hit me.
There was a leak a couple weeks ago that the same studio that did the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy remaster is working on another trilogy to release, and it is Spyro.
Ooh,
We
I
are
played
getting-
Spyro.
We are getting the first 3 game remaster, Spyro, that everybody wanted. And I'm so happy because I myself was a Spyro kid.
I have. They have listened to the people and they have answered.
Oh yes, oh yes.
I can't say I played like all the Spyro games. I don't, and honestly, the first 2 bleed together, so I don't remember which of those I played. But I
Gotcha.
played one of them a lot. It was pretty fun.
I can't say I know it back to front like a lot of people do, but it's one of the games that I definitely put more kid hours into than
Now
Other
you can put
games.
adult hours into it.
yeah.
Yeah. Spyro was a great game.
Oh yeah.
I didn't play it as much as my younger brother, but I did play it, and it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's Sony had some really great mascots, and I was really sad that was one of the ones that, I mean, it's still continuing because technically Spyro is part of the, oh my gosh, what is the Pokemon
Skylanders, right?
yeah, Skylanders. He's technically part of that, but I was kind of sad that
He looks
him
gross
as a
now.
game, ugh. We cannot talk about what people are doing to character design these days. They're terrible.
They're regressing at
Yeah.
a rapid exponential pace.
Pretty
Oh,
bad.
it's so bad. It's so
What are we
bad.
fighting?
But I was sad that he didn't continue
Barrow
on as a
and
game
Jerome.
series in the same way that like Sly Cooper did, from PS2 to PS3, or Jack and Daxter did from PS2 to PS3.
Jack and Dax.
Another
Or in Ratchet and
series.
Clank. I can't believe I forgot about that.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank. That was another one of my kid favies. Man.
Those games were just so much fun.
Yeah, they were. Friggin' Void Gun that
I
shot
watched
black
you
holes.
Play that little Jack and Daxter segment about 8 trillion times.
Oh, yeah. I just kept dying in the same area over and over and
Until you
over.
finally got to the point where it's like, oh, I can just walk through the door and they all stop spawning.
Yeah. That's not the way they set the level up, but that's totally the way the level works.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Hey.
But another thing announced today, speaking of remasters, is that Burnout Paradise is getting a remaster from its home studio, Criterion Games, is
Really?
putting it out in March. We are a week and a half away from March, you guys. Or rather,
Oh my god, don't remind
like
me.
6 or 7 days away from March, actually. But yeah, they're putting it out next month. Which is
That's,
really,
pretty
really
quick.
fast. Yeah.
I wonder
Dude.
how long they've been sitting on that project then.
I don't know. I haven't heard anything out of Criterion in a long time. So I wonder if they've just been sitting on this forever. What was the last thing they did?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
Oh, wait. Turn around. I don't think I ever played Paradise, though. I think I played something else. Because Paradise was the open world one. I believe. I played the one before that. Do, either of y'all have an interest in that? Or is it just me that kind of wants to wreck shit? Be a complete sociopath?
Might be you. Might be you.
I'd have to check it out first.
Okay.
Might be best.
I mean, I mean, from what I saw from it, it looks nice. But I don't really go for racers anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
I don't now.
The only
Oh.
racing game I truly enjoyed was
Star Wars Pod
what the
Racing.
full name was. Okay, well that one was legit, but the other one I was thinking of was it was for GameCube. I
Uh-huh.
think it was Underground Racing 2. I think that's what it was called.
Doesn't ring any bells.
I know for a fact it was a game that, like, for its time, had a crazy amount of car adjustability. All the way to fuel maps, suspension setups,
Goddamn.
body style runs, like everything. Like, it was incredibly intense. And I remember Tom was always super mad because I had a car tuned for URLs so much better than he did. And I would smoke him every time.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
I can't think of a racing game that I've enjoyed in a while.
Yeah.
That one was like super old and gimmicky and wasn't like realistic where if you hit a curb, your whole car looked like it went through 8 car wrecks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
It wasn't that kind of game, so that's what I was
Well, I never really liked the racing simulator. I like the arcade racers, but like I think honestly it has been GameCube was the last one that I actually played, like racing games. Especially when the Need for Speed series, like.
Oh, Need for Speed
play.
was a lot of fun. Aw. So how come you guys are fighting a Kuliyaku?
I am because I need something to make the final dance.
Are we doing plus? Is this a plus part?
Yeah, it's a plus.
Okay.
I guess it's just me killing this Baroth then. Okay. We'll just solo this
I'll
Baroth
work-
over
I'll
here.
work my way there. I thought y'all were still back there, and I was looking for Gremlin sketches, or doodles, or whatever those are.
Doodles.
Yes. Looking for doodles.
He's not going
Found
straight
none.
down to Diablos, is he? He might be.
Well, we're just gonna let him have a time. if
I don't
that's
think
what he
Diablos
wants
is
to
out.
do. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So y'all went down below.
Yeah.
Is that where y'all are at?
Yeah, I'm in Diablosville.
Great. Just great.
Ah. Another thing that came out relatively recently, and I'm talking about within 24 hours, is that there's a new Biomutant trailer that came out, along with a little bit of gameplay for it. Well, Biomutant is new. It's oh god.
The one I'm thinking. Oh, I'm sorry. The one I'm thinking of was not BioWare. The
Bioshock.
Bioshock. Yeah, that Bio.
Gotcha. I just passed my nullberries up, didn't I? Here. But they showed some really interesting character creation with everything. One of the things that I was really interested in how they tied it all together was that the way your character looks is tied to what attributes he has. So if he's fast, he's going to have longer legs. And if he has a gigantic dome, he's got, like, psychic powers.
Dang.
So it's going to be really
You know how
interesting.
I feel about psychic powers.
Do you like them?
I like them a lot.
Okay, cool. Oh.
I like them a lot.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And they haven't put a release date on it, but they're swearing it's going to be 2018.
So maybe a fall release date.
Yeah.
They should put it out before people go back to school, though. Honestly.
You think so?
Yeah, it's not a summer game.
Is it?
Yeah.
It seems like it would be
It's
more in depth. Oh. Heh.
Well, I'm sure that it's going to be marketed as a lot of. It's not. I don't know if it's going to be an all ages game, but definitely, get them kids in it, get that money.
Yeah? Oh. Knocked me straight out of the sky.
Need earplug armor.
It's wonderful. This is the first time I've been running earplug armor, and it's friggin' great. Ow! Yeah. There we go.
You mounted the monster.
I have.
Well, in my news, I have not had the chance to actually. I thought I had pre-ordered this game, but apparently I had not. Secret of Mana has been released.
Yeah.
And it has been called a very faithful and fun remaster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to actually playing with it. I really like the art style. And they even went so far as to give it an updated soundtrack, but also allow you to play the old soundtrack too.
Oh, very nice.
Nostalgia.
Oh,
That's one
yeah.
of those
They
games
know
where
what they're
you
doing.
wanted one of us to play it with you, right?
Yes, it
Wow.
was one of the first, if not the first, multiplayer RPGs that ever
Ow.
came out.
Okay.
And so you can actually play the game with your friends on the couch. Adventure, eat all the peas. You can play up to 3 people with it. It's really fun.
Can
Oh,
you play
goodness.
more than 3 people nowadays?
No, there's only 3 playable characters. Or,
Oh well.
Well, there are 3 of us.
unfortunately, there's only 3 of us.
Yeah.
But then Danny can't join us.
Oh, that's true.
Ow.
Oh. Oh. Ah.
George, why are you wearing my colors?
I had I had these colors on Odogaron armor because it looks cool, and I haven't changed them yet.
It looks cool.
Look at him hobbling off. All cripple-like.
Plus, I want to, you know, rep your block best.
Mm-hmm. Wreck my city.
Ah!
You hit me in the air.
Sorry.
How come they can leap that expanse but we can't? Well,
Hey,
we
I
with
can,
that.
I can. Yeah!
Don't worry, Vast. I cannot. My heavy self drags all the way to the bottom.
Did he not have something that we could throw at him?
I just have stones, unfortunately.
Apparently I
Here
picked up
anyways.
some sword pods somewhere. Oh, he does not care.
No,
Really?
he really doesn't.
Just galloping right on.
There he
past.
goes. Oh,
There
wow.
He's rolling, wallering around.
Oh, he's getting mud armor back? Great.
Yeah.
That's alright.
I'm just gonna have to blast it off.
Blast! Honestly,
And
I
how's
think
everything
Wow.
again?
I think we'd have more to talk about in this podcast if Monster Hunter World hadn't enveloped our entire worlds while doing all of this. 'Cause
There.
it absolutely has.
That's
It's
okay.
it's a problem.
It is a problem. It's a very fun, very
Only when you're
meaningful
trying
problem.
to speak to the masses
Yeah?
while doing something.
We picked some cheapo missions to do while we were doing a podcast.
But but we always have laser focus.
Kind of. Yeah, it's fast.
Oh, no. You're good.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, hold on one second. Keep him busy for me.
Okay.
Oh my
Stop
God.
dinging off his head. Away from the mud, please.
Oh, he's coming towards me.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh.
Nothing I can
Nope,
do to that one.
No, that's okay. Just let me get out of here alive.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Bet you won't.
What's he doing?
I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can get on him. Not too late.
Do it. Have you ever? You've mounted one before, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but not. I don't have anything that jumps me high up, so I don't get to do it very often.
Okay, so a bit of nostalgia. Well, we're on the nostalgia train, I guess.
Yeah.
It was recently announced that Sonic the Hedgehog was actually getting a movie dated sometime 2019,
God.
I think.
A Sonic movie? How's that working?
Which feels to me like it's really a little too late. Like, the height of Sonic fever was probably the mid-90s. Like,
Yeah,
93, 94,
for sure.
95-ish.
Yeah.
And he had a pretty cool cartoon at the time, but,
It was a cool cartoon. I thought it was just a
Yeah,
blatant
yeah.
money grab like G.I. Joe or Transformers.
no!
Joe.
Well, I mean,
Yo,
granted,
Joe!
I was cartoon age then, so I thought it was really cool.
Okay.
I also thought Batman the Animated Series was really cool, and it
But
was
that
a
was
good
really cool.
series. So, but it had a really cool theme song.
That's a
So
Gotta
maybe
Go
that
Fast
counts?
song, right? Is that it?
That's. Do you want me to sing it? Because I will sing it.
I mean,
No,
you can.
okay.
Okay. Blue Street speeds by, Sonic the Hedgehog, too fast for the naked eye. Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic, he can really
I'm sorry, I
move.
have nothing but
Sonic,
derpy memes
he's
running
got
through
an
my head of
attitude.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. There you go. That's it. That's all I'm going to give to you right
Oh,
there.
man.
Okay.
Round of
You're
applause,
welcome.
round of
Wow.
applause.
That happened,
Taking my bows.
y'all. And it
That
was on a
happened, and We're
podcast.
going to go ahead and delete that from the podcast.
Nope, it's immortalized
Nope,
forever.
it's there forever.
You done goof.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's not a bad thing.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so that is happening, and
Blech.
then there was one other semi-interesting thing that caught my attention.
Wait, what else are we punching? Oh, the drone.
Jerome.
In the
I love going
house.
that way.
Well, we can go ahead and get that Kali Yuga, Lord.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't our best showing, ladies and gents. But yeah.
If you don't mind,
Yeah, sure. We can kill him.
because he should be almost dead.
You beat on him that much?
Oh yeah, he was limping when I left him.
Jerome's already here. Just saying. And he's following Scorch.
Oh, he is? Oh, God.
Yeah, dude, he's been slithering behind you for a long
Get in the
while
hole!
now.
Get in the hole! Okay.
He's like, notice me, senpai. Scorch is like, no.
Oh, you just went around. Great.
Oh snap!
Why is he swimming in dirt? That's not how it
just
works.
completely
Really
didn't even
wants
care
you.
about me.
Where's Kulu? Is he around?
He's over here by the Jerome now.
Yeah, having a little shindig. Yeah, he's
Yeah, having a little party.
Oh my gosh, y'all. He's ruining everything.
He is? We gotta kill them both.
Are y'all gonna turf war or not?
Do these two have a turf war? I've never seen that.
Not if
I
we're
don't think
wailing on him in the middle of this.
Yeah. Jerome is still following us.
So he
I
can
was gonna
come
wonder
on.
if you kicked a toad to keep him from following us.
Ah!
He is almost done. Come back here. Do you guys know who you get a piercing claw from?
Don't remember.
No, but somebody would.
Check the,
Jasmine.
It's pandemonium.
Rock. Okay, so I have a thing that we can rail on for a little while.
Okay.
One of my friends was speaking to me the other day about the fact that all she really does is goes back and plays old games. And that she's not a big fan of the newer stuff. She just goes back to the old ones. I think
what's classified as newer?
I think what she recently went back to was some old Sims title. Something that was oldish, but I don't quite remember.
I played about 5 minutes of Sims and I was like, I'm bored out of my mind.
Yeah, seriously. I don't want to manage this person's life. I can't manage my own.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
But that kind of goes hand in hand with the idea that there are tons and tons of remakes coming out and remasters, and there are entire studios, kind of like Bluehole, that are now set up to chiefly remaster old games. And I was wondering what you guys' take was on this whole miniature industry that's been built up on old games coming back to the world. Ha!
I think it's fine.
Yeah? You're not worried that we're gonna get stuck in, like, some stupid
No,
loop of
because
nothing but remasters?
No,
'Cause I'm a bit worried about that.
It's gonna look like that for a while probably, but if you think about it, you know, the people who played those games back in the day are the people who develop our games of now. So if anything, with a whole new generational set of developers and gamers, it's kind of like a refresh to where it's like, oh yeah, this is like at the core of what made an awesome game. Like it'll actually bring back in my opinion, important game elements to the limelight that
Mhm.
everyone can just reconfirm, yeah, this is awesome. I don't know why we don't do this anymore. And then that allows people to go and
Hey.
redevelop, in my opinion, games that kind of go back to the roots of what it is to be solid gameplay without shitty releases and DLC patches.
So what I'm hearing is that they can release old games again with a shiny coat of paint as long as you can make the point that EA sucks.
Well, I mean, we could always say EA sucks. They pretty much brandished themselves that forever. But I'm also a fan of other people learning from that, amongst other things, and being re-exposed to that. So now you've got a rekindled interest in the people that used to play those games, and a new interest in the people that have never played those games, and that kind of sparks new collaboration.
But there's also the thing that goes on about people raving on and on about old titles, and then new people picking them up and going, "Oh, well, this is nothing."
Well, I mean, sure. The problem is that an old game is still an old game. You can't measure it by the same metrics of current game making with the crazy render qualities and engines and things that can power the current games. I mean, they're not quite apples to apples comparison.
Well, I've heard them say that about the remaster of Shadow of the Colossus. Like, it's not just one thing.
What do you mean it's not just one thing?
I think people have thought about it as like a pure nostalgia drive for a lot of people rather than anything else. Like, people have talked a big game so much that that's really
Yeah, I won't lie that pretty much every time I hear about Shadow of the Colossus, it's about someone having a nostalgic anecdote about it. It's like, well, I never played it, so I don't have that, so I might pick it up, sometime later.
I don't think it's something that you necessarily have to worry about as it being the only thing that will be created in terms of games. I think that in some ways it is a good thing because there are some older games that were really special and amazing and deserve to be played by a younger generation, if only, as Arcady said, to have their own, like their own moment of, oh, this is what's going to inspire me to make the next generation of games. But also, how do I say this? It really is it seems like every generation has like a nostalgia thing, but because video games are so new-ish comparatively, this is the first time we're actually seeing it in video games where we see it in all other forms of entertainment. So this is something that we've already seen in movies and even television to a certain extent. Like in the mid-90s, there was like the Brady Bunch movie remake, and they did an Addams Family movie, and all those things from the 50s, 60s, and I think there was the Dennis the Menace movie, that kind of stuff.
I did not know they even made a Brady Bunch movie and or Dennis the Menace movie. So
What?
I knew they knew they made a Dennis, but I didn't know they made a Brady Bunch movie. That was new to me.
Yeah,
the Brady Bunch movie was actually they made two.
What?
Did so well that they had
I didn't even know about the first.
It did so well it had a sequel, and like Charlie's Angels eventually, like that kind of thing.
Well, I knew about that one.
So now, it's the kids from the 80s and kids from the late 70s, early 80s, and 80s and then early 90s who have a chance to create the media, and so that's why we're seeing like a revived DuckTales because one, it's been, I don't know, they're on their 30-year anniversary now, maybe 20-year anniversary, 25, something like that. But also those people who are inspired and influenced are in a position where they can petition and have that made.
I think
so. In another 20 years, you're going to see an Adventure Time like remake. You know what I mean?
All
And
right.
you're still going to see
I can see that. I
you're
can see
still going to
that.
see new things happen. You're just those people who were
Ugh.
influenced and inspired are going to have the opportunity to make it again.
Well, and I think it's time for a nice, good Batman reboot.
Well, they're doing the Batman anime, right? That's like the samurai Batman.
Batman Ninja.
Oh yeah, that one's hilarious. I think that to me is a comical Batman ploy.
Also, do we have things like... Is this whole, like, grabbing back to the good old days the reason why things like Ready Player One exist? Which is just like a gigantic Steven Spielberg 80s masturbation fest.
Probably.
Pretty much.
Oh, man, I couldn't get through that book. I got through, like, halfway of that book and had to put it down because, god damn it.
I have heard that it
Oh.
is not. I haven't read it. I've heard that people don't like it for that same reason. But then, of course, there's a subsection of people who love it because of that reason. So.
It's not worth the price of admission, to be honest.
I just have a feeling it's going to be like AI. It's not going to be the cultural touchstone that people want it to be. But it'll have really great CG effects that don't age well.
All the
That
CG.
don't age well.
Just saying. And that's enough of my movie hater rating, even though I actually enjoyed AI for what it was.
I don't remember AI. Oops.
I'm not ashamed to say that I saw that for Jude Law. There, I said it.
Oh, I know the movie you're talking about now.
Dum, dum, dum.
With Haley Joel Osment as the little boy.
Yeah.
We're
Get away
just
from me.
hitting each other. Where'd he go?
He's-
Oh, there he is.
Allsmo. God damn it. Also, Jasmine was saying that piercing claws come from small creatures.
Oh.
Like
Seems like we need to have a
Gyros and Jagras and other small creature name.
Nice. Well, if we want to go hunt a gyros after this.
Oh yeah, sure, I'm down.
Oh my god, it went away again.
Oh, it's still here. Ah!
There's mud everywhere.
It's the name of the game, man. I kind of want to see movies go back to a more practical effect era.
Me too.
Kind of like
That's one of the reasons-
CGI and more
like
actual costuming. You mean?
Jurassic Park still kind of holds up because of the
Yeah.
practical effects.
Yeah. It
The
does.
same cannot be said for Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's honestly one of the reasons why I didn't see the films. Like, I understand on like an intellectual level, you have to go out there and do it and push the technology to have it advance. On the other hand, I was like, this movie looks like it's nothing but CG, and I just saw that from the trailers. Like, I want to see this.
Yeah. I mean, you remember Arcadius and I, and also Tom, all three of us went out to see Avatar, right? Or was it just Tom and I? Okay,
Oh, no,
so
dude, that was good.
Avatar,
When it came out.
yeah, but we saw the bumper in the beginning that said that this movie is coming to you in 4K, and Arcadius lost his fucking mind because it was in 4K, and he's like, that's the best thing ever right now. I'm sitting in front of a 4K TV right now.
Yeah, X number of years later.
Yeah, but it wasn't that long ago. Like, I think
kind of longer than you think it is.
we're getting
It
to
was
a
almost 10
point.
years ago.
We're getting
A
to a point
decade.
where, like, technology's moving at a rate where you can't really, like, it's gonna be able to outpace itself pretty quickly, right? So, like, things that
It's
looked
gonna be-
good this year are probably not gonna look good next year. It's gonna get to the point where, like, we're gonna have a refresh on everything so quickly.
And at the same time, like, it's vastly getting up to the point where your eyes are not going to be able to tell the difference. Like every time we talk about this, no one seems to mention that. You're going to get to a point where that fidelity
I don't
isn't
know.
going to
I watched
matter.
the 1080p and a 4K next to each other, and I could immediately tell a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm
Plus-
saying, but I'm not saying we're there yet. I'm saying
No,
we're
I know,
going
I know,
to
I
get
know.
to a point where it's just not. We're like at. Okay, continue.
Here's a counterpoint, Vast. Do you remember when you were playing GoldenEye and you were having a sleepover and you were like, this is the best graphics are ever going to get ever. It looks, look, you can see Pierce Brosnan's face and it's Pierce Brosnan. You know what I mean?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yep. This is the
Oh,
best
man.
video games are ever going to look ever.
We
It's
have
amazing.
reached the pinnacle of civilization.
Yeah, exactly. That's happening like every single day. And when we get to the part where things look lifelike, like you can't tell the difference, there's always gonna be like the next frontier that you have to do. And
Yeah, but it
people
won't
are,
be visual. Then it'll be smell-o-vision.
ew, I don't want that.
Television.
Oh,
It's gonna
God.
happen.
Do you know how many sewers are in movies, Vast?
Do you know
lot.
how
In
many
video
sewers in
games?
New York?
Bleh. Bleh.
Things.
Yeah.
You thought the Division was bad before. Hook
I
up a
lived the Division
smellometer to
life.
that sucker.
Oh
Well,
my gosh.
the Division probably didn't smell that bad because it was winter and everything was frozen.
Until you go inside one of those warm, toasty buildings and you're like, hot,
That's true.
hot,
That's very true.
hot.
Ah, smell that New York asbestos. Yeah. Hey, look who it is. So what do y'all want to do now? What do y'all want to talk about now? We're still on the clock for a podcast.
Yep.
We've been going about an hour.
Yeah.
Do we want to call
I
it?
can't say I have a lot to talk about. to be
Yeah,
honest.
me neither. We just really kind of set up a podcast so that we could say we did a podcast.
Consistency.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of good conversation in there. So
Yeah, some of it. But it was
Fuck you,
after,
Will.
you know, all the awkward bullshit.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Posted.
Posted?
Someone or she posted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Well, is that it? We didn't really come to the table with much.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's have the breakfast table for this time around.
Yeah, that's true. Not everything can be a gym like previous podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Agreed.
I got some calling it there. Right?
Yep, we're calling it
Thanks for
here.
watching,
Next
folks.
time we'll have more news, game reviews, and opinions to get you through your day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll see you guys later.